Last stop for the day, and look, big thanks to Dennis Large for hosting us here. Dennis is a suckler to beef and tillage farmer, and his brother John, not farming too far from here. John has sheep and sucklers. Dennis, how is it working out with you here over the last number of weeks, and what are you looking at maybe over the next 3 or 4 weeks, and maybe what is it costing you on the farm here?
Well, the situation is we're down to. There's 2 lots of cattle outside now that are not being supplemented. Last year's autumn born bulls are all in, and by this weekend all the spring-born heifers of 25 will be in.
And that would never be the case at this time of the year?
They're in at least 2 months, if not 3 months ahead of normal.
How are you fixed for fodder on the farm?
We're not in a bad position, because I always had it in my head, in the first half of the year you grow as much grass as you can and save what you have to. So we're not bad, but it's starting now, it's going to make a huge difference. The big win I'm going to have is we grow a fair bit of grain on the farm, and we use all that for the cattle. So that's going to be going to fill the hole.
We saw the challenges through the southeast today in the tillage sector. What's the story here in Tipperary?
Our yields are probably back at least a half tonne per acre. Conditions were good for harvesting. That was the big plus. The cost of production and the price that we're getting for the grain. So I think if we're going to have a tillage business sector, whatever you like to call it, in the country in the future, Mr. Hayden would want to buck up and support the tillage sector in the next budget.
We're in a fodder crisis at the minute, but going further down into the year, that's going to turn into a financial crisis. So we will need the banks to be understanding, and the banks to be a bit more forthcoming with finance, and it has to be at a reasonable rate also. And I suppose, look, there's a huge role here for our own co-ops to play in as well.
Merchants.
You know, merchants and co-ops, we're all in this together. It's in their interest as well that we can come out of this on the right side.
Well, the biggest pressure I think that could come from this is probably a water shortage, or if you were on a scheme that's under pressure, like if you have to start to draw water, like it's a non-runner, like. We're lucky, I suppose, we have our own water supply for most.
Yeah.
And that's good, like. But I'd say there's people in trouble, like, for water.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
The government needs to show leadership. The minister needs to take control of the situation, and farmers expect more than a text message.
So look, the consequences are that you'll go to the wall.
There's about a ton of meal going into that feeder every week just to keep that lot going.
Looking down the road, if this continues, we're very worried about the livestock, about our prices and surviving.
And it's hard to see that it's going to be saved at this time, unfortunately.
We need action, and we need major action. If not, there's going to be an awful lot of farmers going broke by the end of the winter.